welcome to Jurassic World.
Welcome to Jack and Geek.
I'm Crip.
And I'm the Crypt Keeper. And we're on to the last movie so far of the Jurassic movies. We're at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yep.
If you've listened to our other podcasts of the original Jurassic Park trilogy and then our Jurassic World, you should be caught up on what the hell's been going on up until this point. If not, watch the movies.
Dinosaurs.
I
love Mr. DNA.
But first, let's take a shot.
Was that a little better than last time?
Yeah, it wasn't so much. Last time I had way too much in that one shot.
I'm like you to be complaining.
Damn.
Damn.
Starting with the roast right away.
I always roast him.
Yeah, but damn. Right for the jugular. So we start off with a 6-month jump for the opener. And in this opener, they've got a team going underwater into the lagoon and retrieving the Indominus Rex bones. Or parts of it. And they basically cut a piece off and contain it and send it to float to the top. And
unbeknownst to them,
what? Are you talking about what's about to happen?
They assumed the mosasaur was dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the mosasaur comes up and gets them, and there's a guy up top radioing, trying to get to him. And there's a helicopter waiting to retrieve the Indominus Rex piece. They get the piece. And the guy is off the helicopter. It's raining really hard. It's hard to hear anything. And a T-Rex, the T-Rex that they had released before, comes out and chases the guy. Well, he gets to the ladder of the helicopter because they go ahead and start flying. And the T-Rex grabs the ladder and starts pulling. And they're about to just say, F this guy.
They're getting the knife out to cut the ropes.
Yeah. But the ladder rips and he gets away from the T-Rex. Everything's great, right? Wrong. The Mosasaurus comes up, gets the guy, and they take off. But they do have the Indominus Rex bones. And they're flying off. Now we do a big 3-year jump.
Yes.
And Mount Sibo,
I think it's Cebu.
Is erupting on Isla Nublar and is going to basically spit lava across the entire island.
Which kind of sucks because that means even if anything didn't go wrong in Jurassic World, it was still going to be fucked anyways. It means if anything didn't even go wrong with Jurassic Park, eventually it was going to fuck everything over anyways.
They would have been easier to contain and react.
But I'm just saying.
They would have been able to get the dinosaurs moved to an entirely new facility.
No, but that's my point. My point is, regardless, it was doomed to fail.
Regardless, it was doomed to change.
Yeah.
If they had stayed on the island and nothing went wrong, we can tell when a volcano's about to erupt weeks in advance.
And they did. They did find out. They know.
And they could, with the technology they had, they could have built a whole new park on a separate island.
And they chose not to.
And they could have moved.
They still could have. They've known long enough to be able to do something.
Yeah, but they were going to leave them because they weren't going to build a new park.
They were going to leave them because they were just going to leave them.
Yeah, but I'm saying if Jurassic Park was a success, they could have just built a whole new
park.
They could have. And moved them.
They could have.
And it would have been fine.
But it's the government that's the problem in this.
Yeah, but if Jurassic Park would have been a success, it wasn't doomed to fail, it was doomed to change. I think they would have been fine. They could have just moved to a new island.
Yeah.
And made smaller parks. And then just, after everything's settled, because usually after a volcano, nature comes back move back in, reconstruct.
It would have taken years before that, yeah.
But they've got that kind of time with that kind of money.
They could have moved to Site B.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yeah.
But there were 4 other islands. So.
Yeah.
So the question is, do they interfere?
Yes.
Well, the courts are trying to decide, do we interfere, do we not? And in the proceedings, Dr. Ian Malcolm makes a return to basically discuss what we should do. And he's saying, well, we broke the laws of nature and nature's counteracting.
Yes.
They were destroyed and it's destroying them again.
Yeah.
We should leave them. As sad as it is, this is what was supposed to happen. Certain people disagree.
Yeah.
There are activists that are saying they're alive now, they deserve to be alive.
And Claire's one of them.
Claire's one of them. She has the dinosaur protection something. I can't remember, but it's Dinosaur Protection Group. Yeah, that is what it is. DPG, Dinosaur Protection Group. And she's got dino vets and stuff, and they're trying to raise money to get these dinos moved.
And she's trying to get Congress to go around and make it to where they're going to protect these dinos.
Mm-hmm. Well, she gets a call from Benjamin Lockwood, who is an old friend of John Hammond that we've never seen before.
Never seen before.
Never heard of.
Nope.
But whatever.
Turns out him and Hammond came up with this together.
Yeah.
So now he's in charge of what's going on.
And so Claire goes there, and he's an old man. He's got the same cane that Hammond had.
Yeah.
He's got a giant painting of Hammond in his mansion, Lockwood Manor, or as I like to call it, Flint Lockwood Manor.
Flint Lockwood.
If you know, you know.
Get back in there.
But he's in a wheelchair. He's very sick. But he basically says, we're going to save the dinos. There's this island we like to call Sanctuary. It's landlocked.
Not landlocked.
Or it's island that's got no walls or anything.
Yeah.
It's completely open. We're just going to drop the dinosaurs off there
Let them
and
go.
leave them.
Yeah.
And so they basically say, well, you've got the trackers on these dinos. We need you so that we can get them. And he basically, there's this man, his name is
Eli Mills.
Eli Mills, and he shows Claire the dinos they're looking for, because they're going to try to get specific ones to get them out, because they can't just grab whatever. They have to grab specific ones. And they
specifically want
blue.
Yeah.
They know blue's out there, and they specifically want blue. Well, they figured the best way to get blue is to get Owen back.
Yeah.
Well, Claire and Owen aren't together anymore.
No. This is 3.5 years after that, and they just didn't work out.
And so she has to go get him. And he's building like a cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
And they have their little scuffle. And they go have a beer together. He basically says, let him die. It's just like, but you raised Blue. He's like, nature's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Well, some way, one way or another, she convinces him. And they make the plan to go out there. They get this huge team, very militarized, to go in and get these dinos. Well, when they get there, they've got to go into this bunker type thing to get into the computers.
Yes.
They've got a tech guy, the vet, Claire, who they need for unlocking stuff, and Owen to get Blue. The tech guy gets things running, and Claire unlocks everything with her handprint, and they basically have the trackers activated.
Yes.
Owen goes off with some of the military people and is like, we're going to do this my way.
Yeah.
Which never works out, because
No, it
nobody
never
ever
works
does
out.
it your way, Owen.
Owen
But
doesn't even do it Owen's way.
they find Blue, and he's like, don't fire unless I say. And they do anyway.
They shoot a tranquilizer into her.
And she freaks out and starts eating a guy and gets shot
And he
by a
shoots her.
pistol. And she fucking falls down. Then Owen gets pissed and gets tranked as well.
Yeah, he's like, I told you not to. And they shoot him with a trank.
And so the vet lady goes over and they start aiming their guns. And she's like, this thing will die if I don't help it.
Yeah.
And so they let her start helping Blue.
And they leave Owen there.
Yeah. The volcano's getting worse.
The volcano starts erupting.
Yeah. They get the dinos off and loaded. And the lava is leaking into that bunker that Claire and the tech guy are in right as a baryonyx shows up. And the baryonyx starts trying to get at him, getting lava dripped onto it.
Yep.
And very visually awesome. They get out, and I think they get into a gyrosphere, don't they?
They find a gyrosphere. All the while, Owen wakes up, and there's fucking lava coming at him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's barely moving, and here comes the damn lava, and he's got to be able to get himself up.
I
Be able to get out of the lava.
I laughed my ass off that scene. That was so damn funny, dude.
But they are going in the gyrosphere, lava everywhere, and they kind of get themselves in the middle of a fight between a lot of dinos.
Between Toro and T-Rex.
Yes. And they get bumped off a cliff.
Into the water.
Into the water. The gyrosphere is sinking. And
Dinosaurs are jumping in the water, trying to get away.
Dinosaurs jumping in the water. There's leakage from the seal of the doors. Owen jumps down there, trying to help him, and shoots the door.
Makes it worse.
Makes the leaking worse. But they eventually get out and sneak their way onto the ship before it gets away.
And as the ship's going away, you see the most beautiful thing.
Most sad thing.
It's sad, but it's beautiful.
Sad.
It's
Brachiosaurus. It kind of rears back as the
you see the smoke
and the light of the lava take over the island, and you see it basically. You don't see it get burned, but you see the outline of it.
Yeah.
Before everything happens, and then it just kind of goes dark.
Thing is with this eruption, it probably didn't take over the entire island.
Probably not.
Probably just the southern tip of the island. The northern part of the island is probably left untouched.
Yeah, probably.
So there are probably some dinos that escaped up north and probably survived.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah, we do hope. So they're sneaking around and trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because of the sabotage. And they find the vet holding a rag on Blue. And she's talking about how Blue is hemorrhaging and needs blood transfusion. And basically said that a similar theropod will do fine enough for a blood transfusion. Well, they know there's a T-Rex on board.
Yes.
So Claire and Owen go to a T-Rex and get some of its blood while it's asleep. And it's like rocking back and forth and shit. And they stab it in and it wakes up.
Yeah.
The blood starts going into the bag. And they basically got to try to survive this Rex in this little confined...
But the Rex is tied down.
Yeah, but it's
But
still...
its head is able to
head's
go.
like able to move back and forth. Owen has to literally jump through its mouth to roll out. But they get back to the truck that Blue's in.
Yeah.
But the IT guy doesn't make it back in. So they think he's with them and make him come with them.
With the bad guy.
With the bad guys. And they basically perform surgery on Blue right there to remove the bullet that is lodged inside of her.
Yeah.
After that, she's okay. Very sad. We get to see Blue cry.
Yeah, which is weird.
Which was very weird, but it was like, oh.
Also depressing.
A little bit. We end up with the dinosaurs at Lockwood Manor.
Yeah.
Which was not part of the plan whatsoever.
Not part of the plan.
And for a little while, Benjamin Lockwood doesn't even know they're there.
No.
He's basically spending time with his granddaughter. I think her name was Maisie.
Maisie.
Talking to her about his daughter, her mother.
Yes.
And how she is a mirror image of her. Well,
interesting choice of words there.
Eli is planning on selling away these dinosaurs for different purposes, whatever the highest bidder wants to do with them. He doesn't care. So he's planning an auction so that they can get more money, because from what it sounds like, money's not doing so good for the Lockwoods. And it's in his best interest to make whatever money he can. So while they're doing that, they're also workshopping a hybrid, because he's had Dr. Wu take the Indominus Rex DNA and do what he can with it. And through that, he made what is now known as the Indoraptor. Pretty scary hybrid.
Terrifying.
Not that scary.
It's very much with the way its hand is. Reminds me kind of like a Freddy Krueger type situation.
Yeah.
Because that's what we see mostly at first, is its hand reaching out at Maisie. Because Maisie heard all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so Eli's looking for her. Well, she was in the laundry chute, and she went down at the bottom, came out, and the Indoraptor is reaching out at her with its claw.
Now, one thing is, they want Blue because they want to recreate the Indoraptor.
Yeah, this is a prototype.
This prototype. They want Blue because they want to be able to use the... Blue was able to be commanded...
Yes.
To recreate the Indoraptor with that DNA.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want Blue.
But all these dinosaurs are locked up pre-auction, and so is Claire and Owen. They are locked up with these dinos.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out a way to get out of there. The auction is about to begin, and Owen and Claire hear like a bashing next to their cell. And one of my favorite herbivore type dinosaurs, the Stygimoloch, was in that cell next to him and is just hitting everything. So Owen gets his attention and it starts hitting the wall where they're at. Busts through the wall, and then they get its attention to bust through the cell.
Yeah.
That dinosaur is adorable. I think it is cute as shit. It may be spiky, it may be a little aggressive, but it looks cute as hell. But I like when he runs out and then he bumps a pole and his head just goes boom. They get out of the cell and Maisie kind of helps him get around. And they're hearing this auction. I keep saying oxygen.
Yeah, he keeps saying oxygen.
They hear this auction going on through the vents.
Now, one thing you forgot is the fact that by this time, Lockwood's dead.
Well, I think right as the auction's like getting ready, Benjamin finds out what's going on, and he confronts Eli, and he's like, "Well, I'm doing what's best for our finances and everything, blah blah blah." And he's like, well, "I'm done having this conversation," and so he takes
the cops.
He said, "We're going to call the cops. Get the phone right now." He grabs the phone, he puts it down, grabs a pillow, and suffocates Benjamin to death.
Which is so stupid because forensic could totally tell that he did that.
Yeah.
He could totally pay off the police.
Yeah.
I mean, corruption, but whatever.
But they're climbing through the vents, the auction's happening, Benjamin is dead, Maisie finds out, has a whole moment.
Yeah.
They bring out the Indoraptor, they tell people it's a prototype, but people want it.
People want it.
Right away.
What they do is they show that you can control who it's going to attack.
Yeah, they point a laser at the guy, and then it plays a sound, and then it's trying to get at that sound. And people start bidding high. I think it's getting into the 20 million.
60 million.
60 million?
Yeah.
And Dr. Wu's like, this is just a prototype. He's like, it's a prototype worth 60 million.
And he's like, a prototype you can make more of.
Yeah. So Wu's already not happy.
Wu's not happy at all.
But when is Wu ever happy?
When things are going Wu way.
Wu way.
Nothing ever goes Wu way. But they have the vet and the tech guy. I think they're trying to break out.
The tech guy has been changing disguises as a different bad guy.
But they're trying to get Blue out.
He's been 007.
Yeah.
They're trying to get Blue out, and Dr. Wu goes down there and is like, well, I need Blue and everything to get out of here. Things are going to shit. Because I think the power went out or some shit.
Yeah.
And the Indoraptors pretended to be knocked out and ate the guy that tranked her.
Yeah.
And then ate the auctioneer and the people in the elevator.
Yeah.
Wu's like, we're getting Blue, we're getting out of here. And so...
Tech guy jabs him in the neck.
Yeah. I think with the trank or something. And they get Blue. They bump... Owen and Claire bump into Eli with Maisie. And he says, do you know why Hammond and Lockwood broke up all those years ago? Because Lockwood went too far. Maisie is the clone of his daughter.
Because the daughter never had a kid,
and
she died.
And so this is literally a carbon copy of his daughter. And so there's that whole reveal that was like, what the fuck?
Fuck John Hammond.
That
I
was
lost my daughter.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Give me a clone of my daughter.
You would do that?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would clone my own child if I lost my child.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be the same.
You don't have a kid.
I don't have a kid.
When you have a kid, you'll think differently.
I don't believe in cloning anything.
You don't. You don't. But if you did, like Lockwood did, and you lost your only child.
I'm not saying I don't get it. I'm just saying personally I wouldn't clone anything.
But
because
he wanted
I'm a religious man. I'm just going to say it now. If something is destroyed, it was part of God's plan.
Yes.
And cloning it is telling God he was wrong.
He already cloned dinosaurs, telling God he was wrong.
And I wouldn't do that either.
But if you were into cloning, and it was like, my daughter just died, I'm cloning my daughter.
I'm anti-cloning.
I'm cloning my daughter.
I'm anti-cloning.
I'm anti-clone, but I'm not. I am, but I'm not. I'm anti-clone whole person, but not anti-clone parts.
But yeah,
We've had that
discussion about stem cell. That's totally different.
Stem
But
cells so
but you
different,
could use
though.
but you could use this cloning technology
Yes.
to clone parts.
Yes.
Like someone who's diabetic, you could
If
clone them
you
a
are
whole new
helping
pancreas.
somebody by making an organ is not a person.
Right.
I don't think that bringing a consciousness back that has been
Right.
lost is right.
Yeah.
But anyway, they get hold of Maisie, and there's like some kind of fire or something.
No,
Something
it was
exploded.
gas.
A gas
Was it
explosion.
Was it gas? Yeah, it was something smoky as shit.
It was a gas explosion. After the Indoraptors already killed some people.
Yeah. They are trying to get away from the Indoraptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have to go up on the roof because of how they're getting chased.
Yeah.
They end up there, and they point the laser at Owen so that it doesn't go after anybody else. Blue shows up, and they have like a battle on the glass. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it breaks the glass, and they fall, and it goes through a Triceratops skull that we've seen throughout the movie, and stabbed in two different parts.
Yeah.
And Blue's standing on top. Very cool scene.
Very cool scene.
It does a victory roar.
Hell yeah! Blue is a hero in these films.
Blue is a hero.
Blue's a hero.
But because of that explosion, the animals in the basement are basically getting suffocated.
Yes.
And so it's a decision: do we let them die, or do we release them and just see what happens?
And that's
And Claire wants to release them.
Because she doesn't want them to die, but she knows the risks.
The risks are you're releasing these animals out into the American wild.
Carnivores,
With
herbivores, just with regular people.
This is different than saving them and putting them on a sanctuary island where there's no people. This is dangerous.
This is, you're risking people's lives.
Yes.
And so
Claire decides not to do it.
Claire's like, I can't do it. I can't do that to the people. And then Maisie hits the button. It says, I can't let them die.
They're like me.
They're like me. I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
It's two very different perspectives. Because she's a child.
Yeah.
And so...
But she also
thinks-
understands that she's one of them.
She understands that she's one of them, but I also feel like there's a really big child mentality to that.
Yeah, there's an innocence.
While Claire is more... She sees it like us because we're more of adults. But I think I understand why she did it, and I feel like I probably would have too. If I had given the choice, if I was a clone like Maisie, I probably would have.
The thing about it is, there were so few dinosaurs that if you really got the government together, you could round them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like there were thousands of dinosaurs that some of them were going to get away. If the government really wanted to stop this, the government could have stopped it and taken care of this.
Yeah.
But we're getting Dominion because they didn't.
And so the dinosaurs are unleashed on America.
Yeah.
And now we've got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Owen sees Blue one more time. And he's like, come with me, we can go somewhere, and you'll never have to worry about anything again. She looks at the cage, looks at him, and he understands that she can't.
She doesn't want to go back in a cage.
She can't go back in a cage.
Wasn't there other raptors there too?
No,
it was just
Blue.
It was just him and Blue. And he understands she can't go back in a cage even one more time.
No.
And he kind of accepts it, and she runs off. After that, we have a cool scene with different dinosaurs in different areas.
Yeah,
We see the
I enjoyed
Mosasaurus in the water while people are surfing.
People are surfing. You see in the wave the damn Mosasaurus.
But it also shows that the Mosasaurus wasn't really bothered by it.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to attack him. They both were just vibing with each other.
As long as you don't pose a threat to it, it's not going to do anything.
As long as it's not hungry.
Yeah, as long as it's not hungry.
But most animals that are similar to that animal, when they get that close to shore, they're not hunting. They're just chilling.
Sharks are a lot like that too.
Yeah. The government informs Dr. Ian Malcolm about what just happened.
Fuck.
And he has a whole monologue about, well, now we have to deal with these repercussions. We did this, it's our fault, and now it's coming back on us.
Now welcome
to Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
And that's pretty much what we left off.
Well, no, you see Owen and Claire and Maisie riding in a car, and then what's the one they see? They see a dinosaur while they're driving down the road.
I think they're pterodactyls, wasn't it?
Pterodactyls, yeah.
Pteranodons. Pterodactyls aren't a dinosaur.
It's a nickname, dude.
Technically, it's a classification.
Don't try to get that into that with him.
Oh my god.
Pterodactyloids are many types of pterosaurs.
You did this.
Damn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Descending.
I'm just teaching people as I roll along.
Okay, what is the YouTube video?
Oh, Battle at Big Rock?
Yes.
We still gotta watch that. But you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Basically, there's this family, and they're kind of camping. I can't remember what dinosaur showed up.
It was an Allosaurus.
Was it an Allosaurus?
And a Sinoceratops.
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically there's a dinosaur fight at this campsite, and this family has to survive it. It's like an 8-minute video.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was basically giving you a taste of what to get ready for.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a filmed on a stage kind of thing. These dinosaurs tear the shit out of this campsite.
Yeah.
Luckily, the family makes it. But yeah, things are going to get quite chaotic in the next movie.
Nice.
Okay, speaking of the next movie, well, let's talk about this movie first,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into Dominion. As I like to say, we went to the theater to watch this. We went to the drive-in,
Which is a theater.
which is a
I
theater.
guess, but like theater, drive.
But this was on
Drive-in.
Puffy's.
You don't
Drive-in.
drive through it.
This was Puffy's first trip here.
Yes, it was. If
So
you
we-
guys don't know, Crip and I did long distance for many years. 4 years? 5 years?
Fourth time.
4. And that was the first time I came and visited. This movie was coming out. We went to go see it, and
We went to the Franklin Drive-In, Franklin, Kentucky.
Shout out.
Shout out. I've been going to the Franklin Drive-In since fucking Gremlins.
You've been fucking gremlins?
and it was fun.
Oh my gosh.
So we went to the theater. Did you go to the theater to see this movie?
Not with y'all, but we did talk.
No,
about
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Did you go to the theater?
Oh yeah.
You went theater, so
yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was
a
good
fun
movie.
film. It was interesting how they could put them all in one place and it still make a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
one building.
Mhm.
I was kind of iffy at it when I heard about it, but once I watched it, it was a very fun film.
Yeah,
It also brought up the whole thing about cloning humans.
yeah.
If you can clone a dinosaur, you can clone a person.
You can clone the person.
Because we know more about our own DNA than we do anything else.
If you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a run. Or if you can dodge a run, you can dodge a ball.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm so off
Like
this weekend.
Take the Glock reverse.
I don't know if y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed this in the beginning of the movie, but you know the bar that Claire and Chris was eating
Yeah.
at? If you pay attention closely to it, it kind of resembles to the bar that they went to in Jurassic Park 3.
Hell, it might be.
It might be.
It might be.
These people,
might
the
be.
people that are making these new ones are super fans, so it might
Yeah.
be. Hell, they might have rebuilt that whole damn thing just to do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be
That
fun.
would.
So we all like the movie. What do you
Yeah.
give it out of 10?
I give it another 7 out of 10.
Another 7?
Yeah, 7.
I thought it was a fun film.
I thought it was a really good film.
Yeah, I'm hyped for Dominion.
Okay, speaking of Dominion, It's the next movie coming out. It's coming out, next year?
Next year.
Yep.
It's supposed to come out this year. But,
Coming out in 2022.
but we all know what happened, Rona. I'm looking at you.
It's coming out in 2022. We don't know. I don't know when.
I don't know
It's coming out.
It's June 10th.
June 10th?
Okay.
Okay. What do we think or hope is going to happen in Dominion?
I hope feathered dinosaurs.
Yes.
But what we do know is that it is basically there are new groups and poachers and people trying to get stuff, but it's basically a lot of different people coming at dinosaurs in the wild.
And I got some recent news on a fan website that is dedicated to Jurassic Park, and Old Face is making a return to it. What's that guy's name again? The guy that sells DNA, the canister to Nedry?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
The guy that sold the DNA or was buying DNA off of Dennis Nedry.
So he's showing up.
He's making a return to it, and the company he works for is coming back as well.
What's the company name?
Biosyn.
Yeah, so a lot of familiar faces because Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler are coming back.
Dr. Malcolm is
Dr.
coming
Malcolm's coming back. Of course, Claire and Owen, because it's their movies.
Their movies
are coming back. But it's basically handling dinosaurs throughout America.
Yeah.
And we don't know a whole lot about the plot, but that's basically the idea that they've given us.
But I do like that we don't know a lot.
But I really hope that there are feathered dinosaurs. I would love to see those because, that's a natural thing. And we know that they altered dinosaurs. Because back then we didn't know about feathers, so it was okay for Jurassic Park then. But they clarified that they altered dinosaurs to look more reptilian in the movies. So now it makes sense in the canon. Yeah. So now we know if they're released in the wild, maybe they'll go back to their natural looks.
Yeah.
We know that they're having babies. So there are definitely male versions of the dinos now.
Raptors, how would Blue have baby raptors if there's not a male or another raptor to...
Okay, the beginning of the first movie?
Yeah.
Where they said the dinosaur's DNA is mixed with amphibian DNA?
Yes, I understand that, but there's not another raptor to turn male.
It could be like a clownfish, though.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe there are other raptors.
Maybe she reproduces asexually, like some amphibians do as well.
Maybe just for survival tactic.
Yeah.
And then has a male baby.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I'd love to see Blue with feathers and just have blue feathers going down her back. That would look fucking awesome.
There's a lot of room for possibility in this movie.
Yeah, T-Rex with feathers would look crazy. But I can't wait to see what happens. There are so many theories, so many directions they can go with.
We also don't know how many dinosaurs actually got off the island. We know how many were in the mansion.
Yeah.
We don't know how many got off the island.
Yeah.
We don't know that somebody didn't go back and get more dinosaurs. Yeah. We don't know any of that yet.
But with the whole raptor thing, we know Blue was the raptor that they were going after, but we don't know if there were other raptors outside of that pack. But like I said, there's so many theories and they're not really giving us much. So it's hard to theorize, but I am excited.
No, theorize. Theorize everything you can.
Yeah, it is, but there's so many ways to take it since there is no information really. So who knows, man? Yeah. Just buckle in and get ready.
I'm very excited.
I'm excited for
Dominion. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how they wrap up this saga.
I'm excited for the dinosaur people, like you two.
I cannot
for this movie.
I can't wait to see how they wrap up the trilogy.
From what I've read, they're wanting to wrap it up in a way to keep making movies.
Yeah, they said they plan on keeping the Jurassic saga going.
Yeah, this is not a wrapping up the story.
This is wrapping up World as a trilogy.
Yes, and then creating it to a next trilogy.
They said movies. I think they said they have 10 years worth of ideas right now.
Yeah, nice. They want more movies, from what I've read.
Keep making them if they're good.
What do you want to say?
I I want to see Alan Grant have a shotgun and shoot a raptor with it.
Oh my god.
Totally. But I'd like to see like some action stuff, like really hardcore, like Dino Crisis stuff they could do. They could branch it off and have it still in the world, but other people.
Yeah.
Like agencies and shit.
I like to see some elements of sci-fi terror like they did with the first 2 movies, where it's some situations are so fucked up and terrifying. You know?
Let us follow some of the bad guys and just see where that takes us.
Yeah.
And then I guess have the character we follow get redeemed from the bad guys, but have to go through shit to get there.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll find out.
We'll find out next year. Check us out on our social media.
Instagram, Jack_and_Geek Pod. Our Facebook, Jack and Geek Podcast. Our TikTok, __Jack and Geek __. All those will be linked in our link tree on our Instagram. You already know what content goes on one might not go on the other, and vice versa. We are always open to your comments, your criticisms, and your thoughts.
On our email, jackandgeekpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to support our podcast, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/JackandGeekPodcast.
We have a $5 tier and a $20 tier.
Our $5 tier is a shout out on our podcast. Right now we have 2 patrons. We have Noah
And Emily.
on our second tier, our $20 tier. We don't have anybody yet, but that's for contests.
But for now, it's just if you'd like to support us that much, we thank you.
We thank you. We appreciate you for listening, for liking our stuff on our socials, for anything that you guys do for us. We really appreciate it.
Any money you give us, we're probably putting back into the podcast.
It literally goes right back into buying another bottle of whiskey. So.
Another bottle of whiskey, maybe another microphone eventually. But check out our YouTube channel, Tribunal Entertainment. We have 3 videos up of our podcast. We have like a few views on those, which we really appreciate as well. So just hit us up. Let us know what you think. Jurassic Month continues through the rest of the month. This is not our last one. We have a couple more to go. And then you know that next month is Disney Plus December.
Yep.
And we're getting ready for that, guys.
Get ready.
We watched the stuff that had come out for the Disney Plus Day yesterday, which would have been November 12th if you're listening to this later on. And we're just really excited, and we're ready to talk about it with you guys.
Absolutely.
If you have any suggestions on what you want us to talk about or anything we've missed, hit us up on our social media.
All
and
right.
follow us with Sin and Juice Podcast on
100%.
Instagram.
Okay. Well, we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.